Do you love turn of the century homes or Tudor homes? Well, today we are going to talk about two of the neighborhoods that have a ton of these homes in Omaha. My name is Morgan Putnam and I am a realtor here in Omaha. Let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about Morton Meadows. So Morton Meadows is this adorable, super charming neighborhood that is full of Tudors. The boundaries for this neighborhood are Leavenworth to the north, Center to the south, 42nd to the east, and Saddle Creek to the west. So those are the loose boundaries. Sometimes people might be talking about Morton Meadows, but might be slightly south of Center. But that is the general rule of thumb for what Morton Meadows is that we will be talking about today. The schools that serve Morton Meadows are Beals Elementary School, that's the public school, and it is a part of Omaha Public Schools. And then it's Norris Middle School and Central High School. It's also super close to Mercy High School. So if going to Catholic school is important, there is a great Catholic school in the neighborhood. A lot of the homes in Morton Meadows were built between 1900 and 1940. We're not quite getting to like the suburbs of like the 1950s and 60s. All these homes were built before that. They appear to be pretty small, but once you actually get inside, there are oftentimes a lot of bedrooms and a lot more space than you might expect. Morton Meadows has a lot of the Tudor style, so that means brick on the outside with some cute sloping roofs, and a one-car garage is the norm in Morton Meadows. Sometimes you'll find a house that has a detached, maybe a two-car garage, but that is not super common. And sometimes the garage is attached and sometimes it's not. Morton Meadows, like all of Omaha, is pretty hilly. And so that leads to quite a few raised homes where the garage space is on kind of like the ground level. And then you might go up some stairs to get into the main living space. A lot of these homes have finished the attic space upstairs. So it can be notorious for being difficult to heat and cool. Sometimes the homes that have central AC will have to have a window unit upstairs or a separate little like space heater in the winter just because it can't quite keep up because the HVAC might not have been intended for the attic space. Morton Meadows has sidewalks throughout it, and down the main street of Morton Meadows, there is like this green space that is super cute, super charming. It has little park benches. A lot of people, you'll see people outside walking their dogs, taking their kids for a walk, just meandering through the neighborhood. It has a very community feel. People are very friendly. It is a great place to live. In 2024, the average closed price in Morton Meadows was $312,000, and they took 14 days on average to sell. There were 53 listings that came up for sale in Morton Meadows in 2024, and the most expensive home sold for $585,000. In Morton Meadows, you'll find some homes that have been updated, completely remodeled, and are up to all modern standards and with modern conveniences. But you will also find homes that a person's been living in for maybe 50 years and nothing has been touched. It's just been maintained, or sometimes it hasn't even been maintained. So the homes in the neighborhood can really run the full gamut of as far as needing a lot of work to needing absolutely none and have just had a gorgeous remodel done. That is what can lead to a very different price point in the neighborhood. Sometimes you can find things for around $225,000. I would say those are harder to come by, but you can occasionally find those. And that's why some homes can sell up to $585,000 because they've been aggressively remodeled and are absolutely gorgeous. Next up, let's talk about Field Club. Field Club is just to the east of Morton Meadows, and it is based around the Field Club golf course. That is a private country club, and it's right in the middle of Omaha. Field Club is actually a very small little area, but again, similar to Morton Meadows, people will talk about Field Club, and it's actually outside of the boundaries that are kind of set by the official, like, this is the Field Club neighborhood, which is Pacific to the north, Center to the south, 32nd Street to the east, and 36th Street to the west. So that it kind of bumps right up against the golf club and then right up against Hanscom Park. So that's the really small little specific area, but it will again kind of stretch outside of just those areas when people are talking about the Field Club neighborhood. And Field Club is part of Omaha Public Schools as well, and the elementary school is Field Club Elementary. The middle school is Norris and the high school is Central. So it's the same middle and high school as Morton Meadows, but a different elementary school. The elementary school is right in the middle of the neighborhood. This neighborhood is incredibly charming, and the homes were built in the late 1800s to about 1930 are some of the most recent builds. There is some walkability in Field Club. There is a bar called the Bull Moose. There is a brewery called Vis Major, and there's an Alvarado's. These homes are a little bit larger than the homes in Morton Meadows and are a little bit more grand. They oftentimes don't necessarily have basements that are usable, but are just gorgeous older homes. The average close price for Field Club in 2024 was $303,000. The home sold within 17 days on average. The most expensive home sold for $650,000 in 2024. Again, it can run the whole gamut, similar to Morton Meadows. You can find some things maybe in the mid to high 200s, all the way up to that like $650,000 price point. And similarly to Morton Meadows, some of these homes have been completely remodeled and are completely up to date, and then some of them have not been. There is just more potential for space in Field Club. You might find just that larger home than what you would find in Morton Meadows. The yards tend to be a little bit smaller in Field Club, and the homes are pretty close together. Some folks have built a detached 2-car garage in the backyard, so some of these homes have garages and might be accessed through an alley. There are a decent amount of people that park on the street in Field Club just because it can be tricky to maneuver our modern sized vehicles in and out of these smaller spaces. Field Club has a green space down the middle on Woolworth, similar to Morton Meadows, and people love this area. Both of these neighborhoods are very close to University of Nebraska Medical Center, which is a huge medical facility in Omaha that serves obviously all of Omaha, but then also a lot of the smaller towns in rural Nebraska. And it's also close to the VA hospital. The VA hospital actually sits in between Morton Meadows and Field Club. So there is a lot of industry in the area, and the majority of the homes are owner occupied, but some of them are also rentals. There's a lot of medical students and nursing students in the area because of its proximity to all of the hospitals. These neighborhoods are just south of Blackstone, which is an area of restaurants and bars that's really close to UNMC, the University of Nebraska Medical Center. And so you have quick access to great food living in these neighborhoods. You also have quick access to downtown in these neighborhoods, so you can easily live here and work downtown, and you have quick access to all of the art scenes that Omaha has to offer at the Holland Center and the Joslin Art Center, all of these different amenities that Omaha has to offer. The tax levy for these neighborhoods is right around 2%, which is pretty normal, pretty average, and in some ways a little bit below average for the Omaha metro area. If you get into the suburbs, sometimes it can push up to 3%, which makes it a little bit more affordable. These are not the neighborhoods to move to if you are looking for suburban amenities. You're not going to find a 3-4 car garage. It's great for folks who are looking for an urban lifestyle and are comfortable living in a little bit more of a smaller space than what you could find in some of the Omaha suburbs in Papillion or Elkhorn or Bennington. It's a great place to be close to downtown, close to a lot of great restaurants and nightlife. It's an amazing neighborhood for anyone who is looking for, again, that little bit more of an urban lifestyle. If you have any questions about Morton Meadows or Field Club or any other Omaha neighborhoods, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help you and help find the right neighborhood for you in the Omaha Metro.